got to give it to you. GLYC. I know we're a little bit down today, but very healthy looking chart for this little $3 stock. Ready to make a volume profile breakout. Looking for an upside here of about 350 in GLYC Glycomimetics. Next up, TC23 is looking at GDX. We got the gold miners. No, it's the Van Eck gold miner ETF here. Again, no, we're a little bit lower today, but the chart looks very healthy. Just pulling some fib up here, looking for further upside to about 35 in GDX. I know you guys are going to say, but Vaz, we're not building enough volume here. Don't you like to see bars to the upside? Yes, absolutely. A volume profile shift higher would be ideal, but we have the moving averages moving higher. We did start to get some volume building when we reached local highs. So again, doing the homework, GDX still looks strong. Now, just a reminder, guys, Sexy is leaning bearish. It looks like we're going to have a pretty red open. So I would want to kind of take a look at these, a game plan for these instead of jumping on them right at the open so we can have that little bleed off. Also, we got to do a little reviz to our bombshell on Friday. We got a Nick 22 bombshell because this thing came in at 355. We didn't have a bombshell on Friday. My closers know. Kenny knows. He was with us. And Nick 22 was like, well, what if it comes later, which does happen. I don't think we've had a later bombshell in a few months. So Nick 22 called it. Shout out to Nick 22. This thing came ripping into the close bombshell bull, and Kenny by my side was helping us trade to the upside. So we had some really nice bullish action on Friday in trade the close. All right, Mark Sebastian, one of our best bombshell divers out there. Mark, we looked at GLYC. We also looked at gold, GDX. Anything looking good for a trade? Both are looking bullish.
Yeah, GDX is kind of interesting. I'm actually long some calls in GDX personally, just from a chart trade, not something I like long term. You know how I feel about the shiny stuff. I think it looks good in jewelry, but stored in your desk, or in a safe, not worth it. Bullets and guns. That being said, they tried to, kind of mess with it on Thursday. It got some nice follow through on Friday. I think this thing could be heading to $33, $34 before it turns around, maybe even 35. Just a cheap shot. Let's look at next week. So it's a week from Friday. The 33 calls. So these are the 33 calls for a week from Friday. They're going to be priced around 35 cents when we come in this morning with GDX down a little bit. Inexpensive play on gold getting a little bit more of a follow through, making a run at that $35 level. Low risk, high reward type of trade. Not one I'd bet the farm on, but would I buy 3 or 4 calls and bet $100 on it making a move? Yes, I would.
Mark, I love the confidence in the sweater.
Well, thank you. I'm very outdoorsy today. I should be out front on Garrett's porch. I should be on Garrett's porch doing it.
You're going to fly all the way to Florida just to sit on Garrett's porch and prove that, by the way, it is like 40 degrees here in Florida. So we're probably all wearing sweaters today.
It's warmer. I was talking to my parents. It's warmer here than it is in Florida. We were 80 degrees yesterday. So here in Austin. It was nice. Yeah.
We have iguanas falling from the trees. They go in shock and they freeze and they fall out.
Well, leave them alone. All right. Well, that's a bad sign. Isn't that one of the seven scourges that happened in Egypt? Was iguanas falling from the trees? So,
oh my God, are you serious?
All right. Iguanas are a non-native species to Florida anyway, so they don't belong there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if that happens, I was walking the other day and I almost got killed by a frozen iguana, but it's okay. They wake back up.
Can you imagine Boz walking down the street and an iguana falls out of a tree, hits her in the head? She's laid down on the sidewalk. It'd be a terrible way to go.
Look, oh my God! Well, maybe that's what's pretending.
World-renowned financial reporter and volume profile trader killed by falling iguana.
That I hate to laugh at that. That would happen to me.
Yeah. It's,
Murphy's Law.
although if you were wearing a lizard print, people might just think you were laying there and the iguana was part of the outfit.
I do have a lizard one shoulder.
Yeah, I know. Well, the iguana can make up the other shoulder for you. You can fill out the dress.
Oh man. Mark, you when it comes to fashion, Mark definitely is spot on with that. Aloha Cap, by the way, 71 degrees in Hawaii, 4 a.m. over there. Good morning, Aloha Cat. All right, we're gonna get into some. You have a beautiful sweater, Mark. We got to get into some ugly sweater talk when it comes to ugly options. And for those who are new to ugly options, Mark, do a little Mark explainer on ugly options.
So what we're looking for is areas where the options are too cheap. We're getting a lot of movement in the underlying, but for some reason, option traders are ignoring it. And a name that has been seeing a lot of movement, I mean a ton of movement, and is just simply not getting any interest, maybe because it's broken so many hearts, is PBR, Petrobras. And it's got a really interesting pattern in that, the implied volatility has stayed relatively low. That's that red line. So that's call that the market interest in options. And then how much the stock is actually moving is that those two blue lines. The darker one is the 10-day and the lighter one is the 20-day. And you can see the spread here. There's just a massive disparity between how much PBR is moving and what they're charging us for the options. And so this one is setting up, I think, for a breakout. If PBR can get above that 50-day moving average, something it's been having clear trouble doing, right? It hasn't been above the 50-day moving average in several months. But if it can break out above the 50-day moving average, we get some peace out in Europe. Boz, I think there's a trade setup there. I think this thing is set for a little pop. I don't know what you're seeing on your VP, but this one sets up, I think, pretty nicely if we can break that 50.
Yeah, I mean, the break above the 50, that's what has been kind of the 50-day moving average has been pushing it out of the value area in the volume profile. Reclaiming it, though, we're right at that value area low. That would help get back into the volume profile, which when the price gets back into the volume profile, usually it's just like a big warm hug. It's like, welcome to the house. You're not leaving for days. So this one is looking bullish again, claiming above that 50-day moving average. Nice catch there, Mark. But what do you have?
And I'm starting to learn a little bit about VP. Am I wrong that if this thing can break above like 1120, it'd be clear sailing up to about it'd be clear sailing up to that 200-day moving average, which is sitting there around, what is that, around 13?
The way that this one's shaped, because it's kind of a funky volume profile, you do have some bars here. It's going to look like this. I'll draw it out. Sybil has witnessed me. I've drawn it on charts, and you could fact check it. Once we get above here, it's going to be like a nice little bull flag up until the 200-day moving average, and that's just because we have some thin zones here, which I know is kind of weird, but it does catch like that when you're in a bullish uptrend in this particular shape of a volume profile.
Well, that looks like an iguana waking up from a midwinter freeze.